Constitutional Court right now. People are happy with the decision. Some are not. Remember, this was appealed, but what we know is that the Constitutional Court has ruled the private use of Dagga will be decriminalised.
The ruling comes after the High Court in the Western Cape ruled in March that a ban on cannabis used by adults at home was unconstitutional, effectively decriminalising it in the province. It's at the climax of a case that has pitted officials against marijuana advocates and the judiciary.
In its judgment, this court concludes that A, Section 4B of the Drugs Act is unconstitutional and therefore invalid to the extent that it prohibits the use or possession of cannabis by an adult in private for that adult's personal consumption in private. B, Section 5B of the Drugs Act is constitutionally invalid to the extent that it prohibits the cultivation of cannabis by an adult in a private place for that adult's personal consumption in private. C, Section 22A9A, Roman figure 1 of the Medicines Act is constitutionally invalid to the extent that it renders the use or possession of cannabis by an adult in private for that adult's personal consumption in private a criminal offense. The basis upon which this court holds these statutory provisions to be constitutionally invalid to the extent indicated is that they infringe the right to privacy entrenched in Section 14 of the Constitution. Whereas the High Court had limited its order of invalidity to the use or cultivation or possession of cannabis at a home or in a private dwelling, this court has dispensed with that limitation. It holds that the right to privacy is not confined to a home or private dwelling. It holds that the right It holds that the right goes beyond the boundaries of a home. Nevertheless, this court emphasizes that only the use or possession of cannabis by an adult in private for the personal consumption of that adult person in private is the focus of its judgment. In the case of cultivation of cannabis, the focus is on the cultivation of cannabis by an adult in a private place for that adult's personal consumption in private. Accordingly, no use or possession of cannabis by a child or by an adult in public is decriminalized by this judgment.